Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jerry B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. And so is this bona fide brother sitting to the left of your screen. He is a new generation music mogul. He has formed and developed and is the CEO for this new crypto platform for musicians like you and I, entitled Purple Throne, hailing from Brooklyn, New York. This is Mr. Aziz M. Brother, blessings to you and welcome to the EntreMusician.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation. Happy to be here.
I'm glad that you were able to fit us into your schedule. You are the emerging voice of what's happening in crypto. I guess we can just jump into the deep end of the pool and ask this question that I'm sure all musicians everywhere are asking. Why is crypto so important for the EntreMusician?
Well, let me start by saying this. Musicians traditionally aren't on the cutting edge of technology. Usually musicians are usually the lagger. So whatever the new cutting edge of technology is, musicians are usually the last to jump onto that type of technology.
True.
And when by the time it becomes becomes huge and big, musicians jump on it, then they kind of like on the back end of the wave. There's no difference with cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is an emerging technology, and in both the way it functions and the amount of capital being run into crypto itself, with an immense thousands of different types of coins on the market, both on several trading platforms around the world, dozens of trading platforms around. You have thousands and thousands, and crypto and the world's money supply is being flown into crypto. Mm-hmm. What musicians need to understand is that we have harvested that crypto, the world's crypto, and all of those investors that are investing in crypto and harvesting it and funneling it to the musicians for their benefit. For as long as they have quality music and the fans love it, they can benefit from this particular emerging technology.
Exactly. Then, so Purple Throne, which you developed in 2017, would you describe it as a new generation record label for artists, or how would you describe this platform?
That's a very interesting way of taking it. I would say I would go with your words, new generation record label, with a caveat. We don't do all the work for you. We empower independent musicians to do the work themselves, almost like Home Depot. You go to Home Depot. Yeah. Home Depot's not building your house. They're not renovating your house, right? They say, if you can build it, we can help. Mm-hmm. So if you could do music, we can help you, but we're not here to build your house. We're here to give you the tools, the guidance, the wisdom, and the capital in order for you to be a great musician yourself. But we're not going to build your house for you.
Understood. Well, there, as I understand it in my research, there are a few other platforms that pay their musicians or their artists in cryptocurrency. What sets Purple Throne apart in regard to the royalty structure for their artists?
Great question. So first, musicians need to understand, and artists need to understand, what exactly a royalty is. A royalty is a payment to that artist, to that musician, for the right to publish and publicize their music on multiple platforms. For example, if the radio publicizes your content, they owe you a particular royalty off of that. Other platforms do not pay you a royalty in crypto for the right to publicize and publish and expose your music. Other platforms allow you to be paid in cryptocurrency based upon if a customer or client buys your music. So if I'm a customer or a client and I come and I buy your song, I then have the right to accept the payment in cryptocurrency, but that's not a royalty. I'm allowed to be paid for the album that I have on your platform. If someone buys it at $10, I can get $10, or I can get 1.0000% of a Bitcoin.
Right.
That's not a royalty. You're just getting paid. You choosing your method of payment. With us, it's a royalty because we're actually coming out of our pockets to pay you, the musician, the artist, based upon the performance on your platform. But everyone who comes on our platform is screened and they have to buy into our system. And when they buy into our system, they get a small amount of crypto anyway, which is we call the purple coin. So regardless if your music perform or not, if we think you're good enough to be on our platform, then you deserve a piece of the pie. However, if you come on the platform and you work at it and you have a strong work ethic and you partner with us to help promote it like you would do any other platform, then you have an opportunity to rise up our charts. Now, the higher you rise up our charts, the more royalties we pay out to our musicians on a weekly basis. So we go with the claim that we pay out the highest royalties in the music industry to independent musicians.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Where'd the name come from? Purple Throne.
The name is interesting because prior to Purple Throne, I was managing a very talented musician called by the name of Denise Bestman. And she was of Liberian heritage. So she's a first generation American. Her parents are immigrants from Liberia, Africa. And we didn't have the best time, getting a contract with the major record companies as we had imagined when we sat down with them, because they didn't think she was marketable. And so I wanted to create a platform that kind of represent everyone in the world who the labels didn't think was marketable. And I wanted a word that, sounded like, represented everyone. And I thought of purple. And that's how it kind of came. And then the throne, I wanted to convey that, we're the best in the world, so we're at the top of our throne, we're royalty. And so everyone that, that people might say, no, you're not good enough, or you're not great enough, or somebody turn you down because you don't have this, that, or a third, you're probably Purple Throne worthy and you can be with us.
That's very cool.
Appreciate
it. I thought maybe you were a huge Prince fan or something like that.
I get that a lot. Every time a Purple Throne comes on, people start singing Purple Rain. But I go with it. I roll with the punches.
I hear you. So I know that you began this company in 2017, but you have a history in music prior to starting, the business plan for Purple Throne. What were you doing when you got the idea to put? Well, you told me about Denise Bestman, but you were doing something, I'm sure, that led you down this road to create this new generation model.
Yeah, right after I graduated college, I opened up my own business in the entertainment industry. It was a bar club downtown Brooklyn, New York. And based upon that bar and club, I was immersed in music, 24/7. So I kind of always was hearing all of the latest and greatest music before it became latest and greatest through the army of DJs that came through my venue. But I also got approached and was entertaining and offering jobs to artists and musicians and bands that wanted to play at our venue in Brooklyn. A lot of local musicians, some were touring from Canada and the West Coast and the South. And that kind of gave me the real bite to, okay, this is something I really, really love. I'm playing the music for the fans and I'm getting to see how art is actually made. And they would approach me and ask me if I can manage them, if I can help them with their career. And me being the guy that already loved music, and I have a background in finance because that's what I graduated in college for. And in my business acumen, I was already successful in Brooklyn. I said, let me dive into this particular industry. I like the industry, the music industry, better than I did the club industries, because the world can be your customer base versus a venue. I was at the mercy of whoever I can squeeze in on that particular Friday, Saturday night. And, my place only can hold with 300 people max. So that was it versus, the music, it's who knows, millions of people around the world. So, I decided to dive into that and started working with some of the artists that courted me and courted them. And that led me down the road of Denise. And then when I got with Denise, eventually Purple Throne came to make a long story short, that's how Purple Throne came to be born.
So then you were not basically trying to model yourself after traditional labels right out the gate. You wanted to go crypto right out the bat. You thought that was the avenue, and you traveled down that.
I wish that was true. When I closed my venue, well, right around any time when I was closing my venue, I did model it as a traditional record label, and I invested a lot of money into these musicians, into the artists. Unbeknownst to me at that time, the music industry was changing. So I was kind of dumping a lot of money into an old model, where people, dependent upon record sales and people buying music. And that model was dying, and this whole new internet model was emerging. And so by the time Purple Throne came around, I kind of already had shifted to go forward. So based upon my failures, trying to promote in the old system, it kind of shifted me to say, look, I need to dive into the emerging technologies. So around 2016, I started to learn how to code and learned computer software. So I started working on the alpha version of our Purple Throne app. And in 2017, the team brought to me the technology of cryptocurrency, and immediately it fit into our business model. Mm-hmm. And so when that fit right into our business model, what we was trying to accomplish, when I say our business, I mean our mission statement, because our mission statement was strong to empower and expose and help independent musicians all around the world. And so that marriage kind of came about more organically.
Wow, that's excellent. Tell me, where'd you get your work ethic from, man?
That's a very good question. I think I have to credit. I would have to credit my my parents and my grandparents. Quick story. My great grandfather told me this, when I was younger. Obviously, he's no longer with us today, but he told me this story that I'll take to my grave. He told me that he came to New York with 25 cents in his pocket. And he said he only had 25 cents because he originally had 50 cents, but from the sale of a pig. So he sold a pig when he was on a farm, and the pig got him 50 cents, and he needed 25 cents to get to New York. Once he got to New York, or that 25 cents, he hustled to get his first job at the seaport. I'm not sure if you're familiar with New York, but there's, we have a seaport, South Street Seaport, and he's working by the docks. And I don't know when this is, maybe the 20s, maybe the 30s. And, as a young, and what he did was, all he did was work. Then he eventually got on with a company called Brooklyn Union Gas, and he worked 2 and 3 jobs. And he said he always saved his money as if he was working just one job, and he stashed away money until he passed away. And he had multiple properties in New York worth millions of dollars, and he had a house full of money, which I explained that story because he really started from 25 cents to what he built out for his family, and that I particularly benefited because I was able to be raised in a middle-class home because of because of the life he gave my parents, my grandparents, and then my parents. And in the money from that funnel was able to help me start my own businesses and get to where I am today. Yeah. So I think a lot of it is in the DNA of the family of men that came before me.
That's great, man. That is a powerful story.
I appreciate that.
Much respect on that. And just as I was, digging into what Purple Throne was and watching the videos and reading through interviews and whatnot. That's the one thing that I said, I'm going to have to ask that brother where he got his work ethic from. And I could tell it had to be a father, had to be a grandfather, someone in your
Yeah.
life who really invested not just in you, but the ideals and the principles and the
Yeah.
values of hard work. And
Oh,
it's paying
100%.
off. That's
100%.
absolutely excellent. So back to the company for a minute, just explain the sale of the Purple Coin Medallion. So when people are watching this or listening to it and listening to this podcast and they go to purplecoin.com, they'll see the sale of this medallion. Would you explain that process so that, they understand exactly what's going on? And, hey, I thought I was at a record label. You know what I mean?
Right. So the medallion was originally invented for the layman's, for lack of a better term.
I see.
So originally,
Non-musicians, not
non-musicians, non-musicians, and people who were kind of technologically, not so technologically savvy,
gotcha.
and so we created the medallion for these people to give them an opportunity to support our purple coin, our cryptocurrency. It give them an opportunity to support these musicians and these artists, and give them an opportunity to stake their flag into the next generation company, the new age company that and the new age crypto boom that's just taking over, and give everyone this opportunity. And we wanted to be able to give those few, because we only printed 776. So once they're gone, and there will be no more. Then everything will just be completely digital.
Gotcha.
But we wanted to give everyone that opportunity. So when you purchase a medallion, you have legitimate cryptocurrency. So all of the back end coding work that goes into, if you were to do it using, because if you had a smart contract and you want to go through, you had Ethereum and then you want to buy Purple Coin, if you know how to do that, fine. But most of the people who support us don't. And so we did all of that back end work for you. So it goes, that code is engraved right onto that medallion. Plus you get your official certificate of authenticity. And anytime that you're ready to, cash that medallion in prior to us going public, you can cash it in right with us, the company, whenever you want, or you can wait until we go public, or you could just hold it like you hold a piece of gold in your basement. But we want to give, and then, for the fans who purchase them, as we grow bigger, when we do, as we come out of COVID and we do different festivals and music festivals, and that'll kind of sort of be like a VIP backstage pass, and gives you a lot of perks into exclusive access into our company that others will not have the privilege.
That's absolutely excellent. Well, that's cool. I appreciate your explanation on that. Now, with respect to what the future looks like, we were talking earlier about quality control. If you are watching this and you are an emerging artist and you say, hey, man, this sounds fantastic. I know that is a process of submission and it's video based, but, again, back to the quality control, just to get some clarity on that. What type of artist are you looking for? Because you said something that I thought was very important, because you were able to pick the fruit and the best of the fruit from those that maybe the traditional record company or pop market music would ignore, but that there's gold, behind whatever presentation. So when someone uploads a video, what are you looking for, or your crew, your A&R people, what are they looking for to say, yeah, this is a Purple Throne artist? Can you explain that?
Very good question. We I guess the easiest way to say it is we look at someone that could potentially be that could potentially be a star, so almost like what a record label A&R is looking for. They're looking for someone who could potentially be a star on their platform. And if you have star potential and you putting out work, and we can see the actual talent in your product. Because in order to showcase that you have star potential, you have to put in a certain amount of work, so you can, because you can't just be you can't just showcase a video and just automatically think that this is going to be a hit. It takes a lot of songs, a lot of work, and then you have to be able to film it. You have to create your own videos. So it's a process. So if you are at that point in your process where you've put together songs and you've put together video and you put together content and you're serious about your work, and you have serious star potential, hit potential, our A&Rs will pick it up. And when we say videos and we say songs, this is something that doesn't cost a lot of money. You could put together a song. You could record a song on your computer. You could just buy a mic and a computer. You can record your video nowadays, a quality video on an iPhone. Right. So the cost is at a minimum. It's really up to that particular artist and that musician to be creative. If you are a singer songwriter and you record something with your band right in the studio, you could record that on your iPhone, and if our A&Rs pick up that particular talent. So I would say to all of the artists in the world and all of the musicians in the world, approach Purple Throne. When you're uploading your content to Purple Throne, approach it as if we are a major record label examining your work. Approach us as we are a pathway to gates opening. And if you have that particular mindset, you're going to present your best work. Because if the better you present your work, is the better we could present it to our particular audience, and you put better, and it would translate to being better for you as you rise up our charts. And when you become a star, you'll know it. You'll know that we've co-signed you because we put you on our platform.
That's excellent. Now, with respect to the uploading process, I think it's $9.99 per submission. Is there a limit on the number of submissions that an artist does, or they just upload the one, see if it's approved, and then they're invited to upload more? What's that process like?
Right. So it's per video, per song, and it has to be an original song. So no covers, unless it's a absolutely fantastic cover. I don't even know who was the original artist. That's how good it is, But for the most part, no covers. Upload it, $9.99, and our A&Rs will examine the record for its to see if it meets our quality control standards. And if it does, then you'll be on our platform. As stated earlier, part of that $9.99 gets you a percentage of a piece of our Purple Coin that you will own forever. You'll never not have that unless you want to cash it in, and it'll always be in your account, almost like a savings account, and on our platform, and you could just look at it and watch it grow. That's what we tell people: just keep it in your account and watch it grow, because as our company grow, that Purple Coin in your account will grow, and it'll grow even faster if your music really makes our charts. Along with it being uploaded, and once you accept it onto our platform, our writing team will do a write-up, and we'll do a write-up and expose you on all our platforms, so on our social media platforms as well as our app. And it will introduce our audience about who you are, how we feel about you, and where we think you can go. And that really gives a more personal touch to our listening audience about what it is that you're bringing for each particular song that you put onto our platform. Mm-hmm. As we grow bigger, we're going to be inviting musicians and artists, in person to do, do in-studio performances, hopefully to a live audience, and really give it even more in depth. So our thing is, the more and more exposure, the more and more in depth we can really give the really quality artists that are coming to us, that we seek out. Mm-hmm. The better it is, we'll keep our contract with our fans, because without our fans, our music lovers who listen to what we do, who come on and look, play, Purple Throne, that's all I want to hear is the music on Purple Throne, because they trust us. that we're going to give them the music that's just particularly fire, that, and at the same time, they know that by listening to these musicians, they are, and liking these musicians, they're helping these musicians. They're putting money in these musicians' pocket just by listening and swiping them, because it's free for me. It's free for fans to download the app. It costs no money for you to listen and like. You listen and like, you helping these musicians. You help these musicians. You give, they can be in a better position to give you more of what you love.
So two questions. Then number one, from the app standpoint, then the fan pretty much is in control because he or she is voting for who they like. You have the fire, and then you have the other symbol that says we don't like you very much.
Yeah, we don't like you very much.
You're kind of voting on that, and then that helps the artist go up the playlist.
Right, that's how it works.
The other question with respect from the artist side, then. Are they free, to offer their music on other platforms, or is this an exclusive agreement once they become a Purple Throne artist, or how has that worked out?
Very glad you asked that question, because people probably thinking that it's an exclusive contract, but no, it's not. Consider us as just another tool on your journey of being a musician. However, we do with some of our musicians, we would ask for an exclusive. If you're going to distribute your song, say June 1st, maybe we'll ask for an exclusive for the first 2 weeks, maybe for the first month, because then that gives you the best Purple Coin earning potential. So you're putting all of your effort to getting everyone to experience your song when you release it. And our audience, we can also push it on our end, to get the best time to expose, just like a movie release. And when you release it and we put our push towards it, you can shoot up the charts a lot more efficient, a lot faster, which give you a better earning potential in Purple Coin. However, it's not mandatory. If you want to just use it as a tool and you want to say, hey, look, there's a billion other people out there. I don't want to just put it on, the 400,000 or 500,000, fans that Purple Throne have, then you have that option. You have that option as well. And, it's whatever part of your marketing plan you think is best for you.
Yeah. Now, I think somewhere in 2018 or so, your platform surpassed 500 artists. What do you think you're at? Where do you think you are right now?
That's a very cool question. I think we're somewhere. In the fourth. I think we're in the 3,000 to 4,000 range.
That's great.
Last I checked, yeah.
And I know you've surpassed 1 million streams. So I mean, this is something that is really emerging, and I'm really proud to meet you. Now, for the future, is your company going to look at getting into NFTs or the metaverse, or you're just pretty much going to remain in crypto and kind of hone your artist around that?
Right. I get asked about NFTs, I think 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. And NFTs seem to be the new hot wave. But for us, we're going to stick to crypto because it's the best way for us to remunerate our musicians, the royalties that we want that they're due, that they owe. The NFTs are not, I think, are better for individual artists. So if you're an individual artist and you say you're trying to make money off your particular art, or then you might want to take your album and then convert it into an NFT and sell the rights out to that. So we're not going to be in the business of selling the rights or ownership out to any of our artists. The artists have their own power to sell the rights to their ownership to their own content. We don't buy your rights and we don't sell your rights. The only thing we do is publish. Our business is just strictly to expose and publish and give our fans great music from independent artists around the world, and give these artists the best possible compensation plan that we can possibly do, both in the short and the long term.
That's fantastic. Well, what I usually ask at the conclusion of one of these podcasts is, when we were talking about scheduling you for an opportunity to sit down for a conversation, perhaps you presupposed that I was going to ask you a question in this interview, and I haven't asked that question. Can you then answer the unasked question?
Oh, well, I knew you was going to bring up the NFT thing. I knew that was coming. But I thought that you was going to, want me to break down and explain how it works. To get that people asking me that all the time, how does it, the non-fungible token and how does it go and all this work? And I just don't particularly, because I don't want to get caught up.
That's not your business model.
You're right.
That's not your model. So that's fine. No,
Yeah.
I really my heart was to try to explain, because there are many EntreMusicians who watch this program and who listen to the podcast, and they're just starting out. They're putting their T's and I's and semicolons together to say, okay, what is the best move? And I was really intrigued by your model. Like I said before, one of my big questions was, what sets Purple Throne apart? Because there are some, out on the West Coast, there's some East Coast platforms that are using cryptocurrency as a means of payment. But I love the way that you broke it down. So that was my heart, of just exposing you to an audience you may not have access.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm very happy. One thing you get with Purple Throne is that our hearts is sincere, our genuine, which we're really, really genuine. We work tirelessly. When I sit down and I talk to the team, and we always ask, we always want to set what separates Purple Thrones apart. What do we do best? And we always try to pride ourselves into three great things that we do best. One, quality control. The quality of music that we bring onto our platform, we try our best. We try our best and to bring on quality music to our fans. So when you download our app and you start diving into some of them, especially the musicians from on our top banner that we play, that we really try to push and promote, that you're not listening to garbage. You're not going to be like, what the heck is this? And you're listening to, not everyone is going to have years and years and years experience like Alicia Keys, or have the best vocal coaching in the world. But for the resources that these particular artists have and what they put together in their heart, sweat, and tears, you're going to get something that's worth listening to. That's what we can do. That's one of the things we pride ourselves in. The next thing we really pride ourselves doing is customer service. So you as an artist, can get to us. You as an artist, can get your questions answered. You and your artist will go the extra mile. I mean, to really give you, the customer service, to really that boutique experience that you deserve, that you need as an independent musician in this world of music. Yeah. And lastly, we want to pay you. We want to do our best, as we go out and we raise these money. We talk to these investors, and we pitch our product, that these musicians, these investors are investing into these aspiring musicians, and we're paying them at least 3 to 10 times more than what they can make on Spotify. And I would challenge your artists, every artist in the world that listens to your show, to go on Google and just Google, what is the royalty rate for Spotify? What is the royalty rate for YouTube? What is the royalty rate for these platforms? And it'll tell you. You'll see a whole lot of it. It's embarrassing low. It's embarrassing low. Yeah. So it makes, if you're hesitating about submitting your video to our platform, that's on you, because we're working to make sure we give you a better royalty rate if your music is good enough. And so you should be working on your music and submitting it. And if we approve it, you should be continuously want to work with us. So this is what we're here for. And I believe that we are the future of music.
That's excellent. I love your confidence on that. And I also love this. I also love the fact that you're giving back. You have a community impact program. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because I thought that was word up right there.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm going out to a lot of the inner city public schools and working with their music program, and just giving them the basics on the music industry, giving them the confidence. What's strange that I didn't I didn't know when I get into these particular schools and I'm working with these children, I didn't know how low a lot of their confidence is.
Mm.
Um, Ironically, the older they get, the less confident they become.
It's amazing.
So
Yeah.
so if I'm working with the say the kindergartens and the first graders and the second graders, and we're putting in to getting their music, they all excited, even if they don't have that much talent. They all want to participate. And then when you get into the older kids, when you get into seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th,
Yeah.
they shy away. They're afraid of what their peers are going to say. They're
Right.
too scared. And so what I try to do is try to instill the confidence and reassure them like, hey, I have your back and I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to give you an opportunity, to really hone in on your craft and what you can do if this is, and then give them a realistic path to success in the music industry, something that I'm really passionate about. And we've been making headway. We're going to give, there's a talent show coming up at one of the schools, and we're going to be giving away gift certificates to a lot of the the participants on stage in the name of Purple Throne. And we're going, obviously they're going to be wearing a lot of our paraphernalia, and the principals are happy with what we're doing, and the kids, when they come in, me, I'm like a rock star to them. They just go crazy. I get all kinds of letters and love and all kinds of stuff from these kids. So it's really it's really amazing stuff, that these, working with the children. So
That's absolutely fantastic. And absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, Brother Aziz, it's been my pleasure to have you on as a guest today. And I trust and pray it won't be the last time, because as your company continues to expand and grow, as the EntreMusician platform begins to expand and grow, and we're looking at advancement and progress, we'll go higher together, and we'll have another conversation, and maybe the third conversation, maybe the 12th. You never know. But I appreciate your time today, and I wish you the absolute best. If you have any closing words or anything that you want to leave our audience with, you're free to do it. Your information will be on the screen, so people will be able to get in touch with you and your wonderful staff at Purple Throne.
Oh, wow. I have to say, this has been the most pleasant interview I've had in probably, probably since I was in college. You're amazing at what you do. I watch your platform. I watch your shows, and you're just like a wizard, especially when you have multiple guests on the show and how you working back and forth. And for me, I have to say, I really appreciate that, you take a genuine interest in what your guests are doing, and you really care about, about the businesses and the work that we're out here doing in the world. And I want to thank you, and I salute you for what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, peace and blessings to you. This is Aziz M. Bey, the founder and CEO of Purple Throne. He is, as you could hear, an EntreMusician. My name is Jerry B. I am an EntreMusician, but you know what's most important? So are you. We'll see you again next time. Peace and blessings.